I want to talk about mental illnesses. I was watching a video of Theodore Rosak, and he was talking about eco-psychology, and he was quoting from the Freud. The way Freud describes the mental illnesses, that it is the imbalances between human psyche and the nature. And I started to contemplate about the beginning of this COVID-19. And at that period, I was really depressed, as everyone else. We were all collectively depressed and anxious because we lost contact, we lost touch with each other, and we lost touch with nature. And we kind of had this huge collective social experiments, or rather, I should say, we have been gone through a very scientific social experiment, I guess, during this COVID-19 period. And we've been really anxious and depressed. We've started to question our life purpose and everything, and our relationship, the authenticity of the relationships that we are in. And yeah, and then I kind of find myself plunging into all these mental illnesses because I felt like I've been kind of going mad. And so I started to read all these mental illnesses, all those names, and slowly I started to self-diagnose. I diagnosed myself with borderline, with antisocial personality, and ADHD, and all those sophisticated names. And people also gave me names online, and some anonymous online pages that they kind of, because I was really lonely, and I started to talk all those strangers, and yeah, they started to give me some authentic, very sophisticated, exotic, weird mental illnesses, which I kind of was receptive and was open to see and also experiment whether that was really me or not. But later I realized how self-destructive human could be, because we are too intelligent to a point that we could be also very powerful when it comes to self-destruction. And that's we were been doing for a long time. We can see how we disrupt the whole nature, and how every year the temperature is going up, the climate, and now the flood, earthquakes, and all this fire. The nature is slowly getting retaliation due to our irresponsible behaviors. And yeah, later during that time, I did not only self-diagnose myself, I also kind of spread out everyone in the community that I was sick. I kind of created an illusion in my mind that I was mentally ill, and I also wanted to let the community also confirm that I was ill. Like I was purposeful. I was like so lost that I wasn't aware how I was hurting myself and how I was creating illusion and believing my own illusion and also letting others to conform and also um, believe the illusion that I've created. And yeah, then I kind of felt like the more I give names to myself, the more I kind of limit myself, my human psyche, and I kind of suppress my potentials. And I also let the community, the whole, the collective, to kind of put me in a box and and not to outburst of myself and fulfill my potentials, reach to my utmost potentials. So really, diagnosing ourselves and or by psychiatrists, diagnosing ourselves doesn't really help. It's actually self-destructive. My friend recommended me a book. It was about uh, pain body, and I checked the book, and there was a list about the pain body that we relate to, and in the list there was in the number one in the list the number one was about trust, and the number two was about abandonment, and those two were the most hitting, like hit me in the core, that that I needed to kind of resolve by going back to my childhood and really diving deep to my childhood and those traumas that I've experienced. And once I really contemplated and really felt all those childhood traumas fully and being present and really had the intention to resolve and create a balance within me, I realized how light I felt after spending some time, like really spending with my that childhood self and resolving those issues, and had the intention to really project healing energies and pure love energies to heal my childhood self, to have a better parent, because now I'm already grown up, and so I kind of parented my childhood self and bring some resolution to those problems that I've experienced during my childhood. After that, I felt how light, how easy, and how um, honoring thing to do for ourselves, because we are really we are really unique, and all those experiences, however it looks horrible, it somehow makes you think that maybe it's kind of what's necessary for my evolution, my human psyche's evolution. So really what I realize is that we do not need to diagnose, like some diagnostic uh, mental illnesses to find empathy from others, or hmm, because mostly why we want to diagnose ourselves is that We want to let other people know that we are in pain, we are having some issues, that we need help. It's all sourcing from the pain. Once you resolve that, you feel like you no longer need any names. So, yeah, once you resolve those issues, you feel like you feel balance with outside sources, outside circumstances, and like you feel your human psyche feels more balanced with the outside external conditions. Like you can easily maneuver those challenging things that maybe used to easily trigger you. Or yeah, so really once you resolve those pain body, you no longer feel need of attention, because mostly we are attention seeking when we are in pain. Yeah.